All right, so I saw a video of a preacher criticizing Gaze Baba and the no turning back video, and I thought to make a comment because it's it's something I consider important, worthy of commenting on. The criticism centered around, amongst other things, the fact according to him, all right, not like I'm validating the fact, but according to him, that the person singing the I've decided to follow Jesus, no turning back, has, if you look at his hair, he has a spray on the hair, something of that kind, and then he has shiny stuffs like bling bling around him. Well, he just centered on the so-called unworthiness of the person that sang the song. Okay, principally that was what it was centered on. And let me say this, and I'm saying this because it's important that we understand the concept of grace and the message of grace. Yes, we should not hold on to works. It will not take us anywhere. All right, God can use anybody. In the scripture, God used an ass. Yes, God used an ass. If not for that ass, that prophet would have been killed. God used a prostitute, that's Rahab. God can use anybody. Yes, I'm not even going to bother about talking about the personality of the person who sang the song, but the appearance that has been made a subject of criticisms. I really will not understand that. What's it about the hair being sprayed? We need to understand that there's a cultural dimension to the administration of the gospel. Yes, Gaze Baba and that melody he made is not just for a Nigerian audience. Have you seen the wave that music is making? It's for a global audience. And there are certain people you may not be able to reach if they don't first of all accept you. They need to accept you before they hear your message. So these things are cultural things. There are cultural perspectives rather in the administration of the gospel. There are places where they don't wear clothes till now. Their civilization has not gotten to the point of wearing clothes. If a missionary has to successfully win those people over to Jesus, if a missionary has to successfully communicate the gospel to those people, that missionary has to go there naked. And if that's the purpose of going there naked, then it is justified. Yes, you cannot call it a sin at that point, because at that point even the nakedness of the missionary does not move anybody. Why is nakedness a sin anyways? Is because it can influence some other persons, but in a community where nakedness is their clothing, if you are naked, you are not seen as naked, you are seen as covered. In fact, you will be seen as naked when you are wearing clothes. So in order not to scare those people, in order not to get them agitated, in order for them to open up their minds to receive you and the gospel you're coming to preach, you also have to be naked. At that point, that nakedness is not a sin. The new generation, the Gen Zs, the generations that are evolving now, it's a generation of pop culture. Yes, it's not a generation of gorimapa where they barb gorimapa. No, it's a generation where they do all those things. They tint. It's a tattoo generation. It's a generation of braiding. You see men even with cornrows and all of those things. Now you hear someone saying things like, okay, our fathers of old, the fathers of faith, did you see them doing that? That was their culture. Culture is changing. And I'm not saying that we must change, we must let these new people influence us with their own culture instead of we influencing them with our culture. What I'm saying is we want to pass across something to them. What we want to sell to them is the gospel. We want to win them over. For us to win them over, we first of all have to get their attention. And to get their attention, it may require looking like them. And if that is what it will take for us to get their attention, then so be it. When we get their attention and communicate the gospel to them, then we can then effect a transformation in their lives. So there is nothing wrong with the gold sprayed hair that Gaze Baba had on in that music. Nothing absolutely wrong. Nothing wrong with it. Talking about the gold kind of hair, blonde hair as it were. Are there not people God created with that color of hair? So if the blonde is an issue, those people who it came naturally with, it should also be an issue. Then God should be the one to be questioned. If the what do they call these things they wear on their necks now, the chains or whatever, that's if he had it on, I can't remember now. But if the chains are an issue, then you should also not be wearing a wedding ring, because it's from the same natural resource that your wedding ring is made, that all those gold bracelets and all of that are made. So if you have a problem with them wearing those neck chains and all of that, you should not wear a wedding band. But you have a wedding band on, and what you're bothered about is the fact that the metal the other person has is not on his finger but on his neck. So it's just like a black pot calling kettle black. All right. And finally, please, Jesus is winning this time. I mean, the impact that music is making around the world, even beyond the religious circles, is commendable. It's like a revival. Let Jesus win. We that are people of Jesus shouldn't be the people now fighting the victory of Jesus. Let us let that song trend. If we don't want to contribute to the trending of the song, at least we should not try to be hindrances to the trending of that song. Please let Jesus win this time. God bless you.